Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Halloween Scaring Myself Shitless edition of Wade Watches. I'm Wade, and once again in this series, I'm going to be taking a look at a film still currently playing in theaters that I just saw this past weekend, Speak No Evil, directed by James Watkins and starring James McAvoy, Scoot McNairy, Mackenzie Davis, Aisling Franciosi, Dan Hugh, and Alex West Leffler. Going into this, and I said this already in my out of theater reaction, the main concern for me was that though I've never seen the original Danish film, I've just hearing like right up until I saw it that this was pretty much a shot for shot remake of that film, and I was just kind of like, huh, going into that, like not good or bad, because again, I don't have the original film to compare it to because I haven't seen it, but just Blumhouse producing it and whatnot. I was just kind of that was just kind of a concern for me, but as I've said, this was a really engaging thriller from start to finish. I predicted that James McAvoy would definitely be the standout, the scene stealer, the show stealer. He's the one who gets the top billing, and he absolutely is. Absolute A plus plus game. I loved Evil James McAvoy in Split. I was looking forward to the return of evil James McAvoy because he plays bad just as well as he plays good, and I was not at all surprised. Every scene with James McAvoy is absolutely phenomenal. Not only is he, of course, a little bit intimidating, off-putting, imposing, but he's also quite funny in this film. There's a lot of like comedic moments in this film where I was like, wow, okay, that's actually pretty funny. So just wasn't I wasn't expecting all of that, but he really brings it. But so does the rest of the cast. All those names I mentioned. Let's see here: Mackenzie Davis, Aisling Franciosi, Dan Hugh, Alex West Leffler. All of them, including the two child actors here, really do a solid job, because of course this is pretty much like kind of a rather contained claustrophobic story. The majority of it does take place at James McAvoy and family's house, with at which our protagonists, our main family, are visiting because they were invited over. They came across each other on a vacation. James McAvoy, of course, as you've seen in the trailer, invites them over. They come over, so for the majority of it, we're with these characters. There are other characters, of course, outside, but the majority of it are these two families at one of their houses, and everybody sells it. When the film first started, I must say I was concerned for our protagonist family. They were initially kind of coming off as in, please don't take my head off. I'm cool with everybody. But we all know this is kind of a thing. They were initially coming off as that typical white horror movie family where it's just kind of like, okay, we'll do this. Okay, we'll go along with this. No questions asked. Where I was like, wait, you're just gonna let that happen. But you know what? The longer this film went on, and the more like we learn about these characters, just like husband and wife kind of having some rather heated discussions with each other and whatnot, and kind of revealing some stuff about one another, the more I was like, okay, you know what? I actually kind of empathize with these guys a little bit, including especially, and I'm not going to give anything away, especially with some of the stuff the husband is going through. I was like, you know what, I might not have been in your specific situation, but I know how that feels like. And again, see the film for yourself, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I know how that feels like. So I was like, wow, I take that back. You guys aren't going to be that cliche, annoying white family that goes with everything. You guys are actual characters, and as the film goes on, they even kind of have a little arc. They even evolve as characters, which you don't see in too many modern horror films these days, if we're being honest. So I really appreciated that. And I'll even say this: when it goes down, when of course we all know a reveal's coming. Don't worry, I won't. Not gonna say it here, but we all know there's something funny going on around here. We all know that it's gonna turn into that movie, at the climax, closer to the end, and of course it does. I even felt scared for them. I was like, I hope you guys get out of this. And bringing that up actually, so let's just summarize it like this. So just the basic build up until the reveal, up until it's like, okay, this is what's going on here. Fantastic. A plus plus. Those those interactions, just like the character interactions where we're seated around a dinner table, or we're going on a hike, or we're doing a double date, or we're eating lunch with the family, were tense as hell. And it's just like, pretty much dialogue or small things, like the smallest of things where it's like, wait, did you just say that? Did you really just do that? But not enough to make you go like, okay, yeah, we're out, peace. I mean, if it were me, maybe I'd be like, yep, peace. But with these guys in particular, it's actually kind of a back and forth, where one person is family member in our protagonist family is kind of like, wait, that was a bit off, and the other is like, oh, hey, it's okay. Where it's like, you know what? I can kind of see why one would be like, I mean, hey, not everyone's, normal or follows social norms. And the other person is like, nah, this is weird. Can we just not be here anymore? So that made for, an interesting conflict, which again kind of contributes to that character evolution that I really enjoyed in this film as well. And it's just, it's just kind of, again, for so much of this film, it's kind of like, wait, what did you say? Or wait, are you really doing that? But and again, as it goes on, it gets more elaborate. It gets more in your face with the fact that, yeah, there's something off about these guys. But like I said, for so much of it, I really did enjoy kind of like just doing that smallest of double takes where it's like, did they really just say or do this thing? And how are we supposed to react to it? Just those awkward, off-putting moments really made this film gold. So when we get to, the meat of it, where it's like, wait, why is all this happening? The reveal, the climax, it still works for this film. It's definitely more of a show don't tell approach. So you're not gonna get the mustache twirling monologue where it's like, this is my evil plan, this is why I'm doing this, I'm evil. Like, that doesn't happen in the movie. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say blink if you miss it, but it's very quick. It's like, okay, wait, they just did that, they said that's why they're doing that. Okay, I'm in, I get it. And I didn't mind that as much, but even so, I found James McAvoy and family, just intriguing characters because they really sell being that off-putting, very awkward, and, of course, rather intimidating family so well that I wish we would have gotten maybe just a smidge more of an explanation, but it's cool. So there's that too. And also because, like I said, just those slower moments, those like dialogue exchange moments, or just moments where the two families are interacting, are done so well and executed so well with very effective buildup. I honestly, when we got to the point where it's like, okay, now we're the slasher film where we got to run for it or else to the point where I didn't find them as intimidating and as scary as I did just when they were at least trying to pretend to be a normal family. So there's that as well, because they just did so well with just trying to pretend to be a normal family, but they're obviously still off-putting. There's obviously still something going on there. They did that so well that when it got to the point where it's like, we're gonna come and get you, and I'm trying not to say too much, I was just like, well, now you're just this. But they still did pretty relatively well. I mean, again, James McAvoy, man, just solid. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Those are my thoughts on Speak No Evil. It turned out to be a really solid thriller. Climax and ending just weren't as engaging as those slow burn moments, those slow reveals, and kind of just like, these moments, this kind of like back and forth between the family. We should go. No, we should stay. We don't want to be rude. Who cares if we're being rude? We got to go. It just wasn't as gripping as the slower moments in the film, but I still enjoyed this from start to finish. And wrapping it up, I'm going to give Speak No Evil a solid 9 out of 10. Very enjoyable thriller film. Definitely recommend going to check it out. This has been another edition of Wade Watches, another Scary Myself Shitless Halloween edition, and I will see you all with more. Peace.